everyone, I'm Keri from Counselor Keri, and I wanted to do a quick video to talk more about using centers in your school counseling lessons. A couple of weeks ago, I sent out a little ebook with 101 ideas for school counseling centers, and I've heard from so many counselors that you really want to try them. So my goal for this video is to answer some of the questions that I've received from fellow counselors so that you can get started with school counseling centers next year. So just really quickly, I'll explain what I mean by centers in case you haven't read the ebook or my blog post about them yet. So centers are focused, time-limited, small group activities that students can do within your classroom lessons. So essentially, you can begin your lesson with a mini lesson to introduce a concept or topic, and then students rotate through centers to look closely at different aspects of the topic or to get hands-on practice with the concept that you're teaching. I like to use centers because everyone's involved all the time. Sometimes we have these really awesome classroom lessons where we're playing a question and response style game where either individuals or teams are answering questions, and some of our students may become disengaged because it's not their turn or it's not their team's turn. So by using centers, each student is engaged all the time and they get to work on their teamwork and cooperation skills at the same time. And there's less opportunity for students to become off task. So today I want to talk about one specific question that seems to be on everybody's minds. By far the question that I've received the most is, how do you store your counseling centers? How do you store all of those materials that you have? So I brought along an example from my friendship centers to show you. In the tub, I have a page protector and I have these gallon-size resealable bags. So in the page protector, just for this particular center, I have handouts for students and I have copies in here. The students take this to every center with them so that they can jot down their ideas, their responses, their questions that they still have after doing each center. So that's in here, so each student can have one of those at the beginning of the lesson. Then, in these resealable bags, you'll see that I have them labeled. It says Friendship Center 1. So this is for number 1, and everything that the students need for this center is in this bag. So in the back, you can see I have these mats that are laminated. Students are going to be sorting at this center, so that's what those are for. And then I have these little baggies of materials, and they are also labeled with Friendship Center 1. Inside the bag, I have these little candies. And on the candies, they have friendship character traits, or just character traits, easygoing, charming, competitive, those kinds of things. And on the mat, students are sorting these candies into categories of, these are things that I would like to have in a friend, and these things are great for other people, but maybe not for me. Because, you know, some of our students may love having friends who are super competitive, and some may not, and that's okay. So that's what these are for, and they are laminated. Now, you'll see on the back of these, I have a little number 1. This is because sometimes things get mixed up. Sometimes you don't have a lot of space and these centers may get mixed up with another center. So I put the number on here so that we always know which bag they go back into. And, you know, crazy things happen. Sometimes things fall on the floor from both centers at once. This way you know where everything goes, and it makes cleanup a lot easier at the end. Now, the other thing that I have in this bag is these little cube picture clips. And I have a center label. So this says Center 1, and it has instructions written on here to tell the students what to do at the center. And all you're going to do is clip this in here, and you can put this on your table so that students know where the next center is and what they're going to be doing. And I like to use these really bright Asher white papers just to make them easier to see in the room. And I have one of these in every single bag. I got these in a pack of 10 on Amazon. It was about $9 for all of them, and I really like them because they have different colors on all the blocks, and it's just another way to identify your centers. So I'll show you another quick example. This is Friendship Center 2, and same thing, I have these mats, laminated mats in the back, and this is also a sorting activity. So this one, Friendship Center 2, you'll see, these are cupcakes, and this is a very similar activity, but students are identifying their own character traits that they bring to a friendship. So these are just cupcakes instead of candy because why not? And you'll see these are also labeled number 2, so students know where to put them after they're finished. And again, I have another one of these. This one is red so that students can easily differentiate between the centers. And again, just clip it on, put it on the table. And everything goes back in the bag when it's time to clean up. Now, some of your centers, you may not really need a lot of materials. So for this one, you can see I just have some crayons and some writing utensils in here. I have another photo clip and a center label. On this one, students are just completing a section of their handout, so they don't really need a lot. And I have another one that's very similar. That one is also just a response. And then in our final center, This one is a dilemma deck that students can complete together, and this is really a small group activity that students are going to be using their conversational skills. And I'm not going to get the clip out, I think you guys get that. But I have these friendship dilemma cards. They are laminated, of course, because you want to be able to use these forever, and numbered with number 5 on the back so students know what to do. And these just say things like, you are the team captain for soccer. Your friend Braden is really awful at soccer and you really want to win. Would you pick him to be on your team? So just things that they can talk about that are aspects of friendship. Okay, so then when you're all done with your centers, everything can go right back in the bags and you can collect them and put them right back in your tub to use for your next lesson or use it next year. And you'll see this tub, it's about, well, I'm sure it'll tell me, it's 11 by 14 by 6.5. So it's a pretty big tub, and you can see there's still a lot of room in here. I don't necessarily need a tub this big for all of my centers, but there are other centers like mindfulness centers where I use things like glitter jars and pinwheels where I do need the extra space in the tubs, and I really like having them all the same size so that they stack easily in the closet. Okay, so I hope this video was helpful to help you envision how centers can work for you and for your students. So check back soon. I'm going to do some more videos where I answer questions that I receive from counselors like you so that we can keep learning together and spark student growth.